You dreamt of cracking this crypto code and banking more gains than you knew how to spend. Meanwhile, your portfolio is more red than a slaughterhouse floor after a power outage, and all of that is because you're gambling. You're not trading. The pros, the ones who are actually printing money consistently, they know one fundamental secret about odds and edge that they will never tell you. But today, I will expose it. How do you decide to trade? Come on, answer honestly. Do you see a tweet from your favorite influencer and then jump right in? Maybe you trade when your friends shill you the next sure thing. Or maybe you're the sort of person who just panic sells the dip after hodling for the last 3.5 years in a project that once had so much potential. See, that's gambling, and it's why the stats say 95% of retail traders just like you get utterly wrecked. Why? Because you're focusing on the result after the bet, not on the decision before the bet. And if you've been around crypto for long enough, played poker and studied game theory for as long as I have, one thing becomes very obvious. And it's this: amateurs gamble, professionals calculate. Let's talk poker. Imagine you get dealt ace-king suited, beautiful hand. Your opponent gets dealt 7-2 offsuit, a statistically terrible hand, but you both go all in pre-flop. That's $100 each into the pot. So the pot is now $200. Ace-king suited will win this about 2/3 of the time. But, and this is important, 7-2 offsuit will win about 1/3 of the time. If 7-2 hits that lucky river card, was it a good bet? You tell me. Let's think about it. Was it really a good bet? No! Think about it. Obviously it wasn't a good bet. This is why professionals ignore the single outcome. Instead, they consider expected value, EV. This is the mathematical edge. So how much do we expect to make on average with each of these hands? Well, we just use the formula. For ace-king suited, you win $100 67% of the time and lose the $100 that you bet the other 33% of the time, which gives us positive $34 expected value, which means that every time you make this bet, the math says that you're making $34 long term. For 7-2 offsuit, you win $100 33% of the time, but you lose the $100 that you bet the remaining 67% of the time. See that? Negative $34 expected value. Playing this hand consistently will bleed you money. Every time that you make that plus $34 bet with the ace king, you profit long term. Every time that you make that minus $34 bet with 7-2, you lose long term. It's a mathematical certainty. All right, fine. Thanks for that. But what does this actually have to do with crypto? Everything. It has everything to do with crypto. Let me tell you why. When you FOMO into a 195% pump, that's you. 7-2 offsuit. No edge, no plan. But finding setups with real confluence, clear market structure, maybe some divergence, a quantifiable edge, that is your ace king. That is your positive EV play. Why? Because the math is on your side. This isn't just theory. This is how I built my entire crypto trading system, focusing relentlessly on finding positive EV trades and filtering out the bullshit. Look at this. I got in here at 62k Bitcoin. And just as you were piling in at 100k, I was busy exiting at 96k, banking a 55% gain in just a few weeks on a 2.9% stop loss and only risking 0.8% of my portfolio, which meant that I sidestepped a 30% drawdown and I got to accumulate at lower prices, all whilst you were hodling, hoping that price would come back. I took down the pot before you even knew what game we were playing. And my results, we're talking hedge fund level performance. The cryptos that I trade, the ones that I have my edge in, they give me a Sharpe ratio consistently between 1.3 and 2. That means not just strong returns, but strong risk-adjusted returns, which beats the shit out of buying and holding, or as most people do, buying and hoping. So listen up. Here is my number one rule. Burn this into your brain. Before you enter any position, you must ask yourself the following 3 questions. 1. What is my edge here? Why should this trade even work? 2. What's the probability that this trade works out? Roughly. You don't need to calculate it to 4 decimal places. And thirdly, what's my potential gain versus my potential loss? This is your reward versus risk. If you cannot answer each of these 3 questions with sound logic and some actual numbers, then I'm sorry to say it, but you do not have an edge. You are gambling. Start prioritizing your trades like poker hands. Premium setups, ace-ace, king-king, ace-king suited. Bet aggressively. Obvious trash, 7-2 offsuit, 8-3 offsuit. Fold that shit. Fold it instantly. Know the difference. Learn the difference. Because this single mindset shift from results-oriented gambling to process-oriented trading with mathematical edge, that is what separates the pros from the exit liquidity. It's how I trade. It's how the institutions trade. And it's how you should trade if you want consistent gains. In the next video, we are going to get practical. I'll show you how to start calculating basic expected value for crypto trades and the key ingredients that I look for in premium ace-ace, ace-king setups. Which means that when we're done, you will walk away knowing how to spot obvious trash immediately. And if you want to stop gambling and you want to start trading with mathematical edge, then subscribe and turn the notifications on, because your next trade might actually depend on it. And listen, I want to hear from you. What's the dumbest gut feeling trade that you ever made? The one where you knew you were gambling, but you thought, to hell with it, I'm just gonna do it anyway. Drop it in the comments. And listen, we've all been there, so don't be shy. Share us your trades. We want to hear. And remember this well, in poker and in crypto, it's not about being right every time. You can't be. I can't be. No one can be. It's about having the odds in your favor over the course of hundreds of decisions. So stop thinking like an amateur and start thinking like a pro. And if you're willing to do that, I'll see you in the next video.